Welcome back to Divided USA. What up, YouTube? It's going down. What's up? Yeah. Beautiful day in the Valley of the Sun after they sprayed the hell out of the sky yesterday. Temperature is pretty much the same, a few degrees warmer, but today, nothing. Not one chem in the sky. Not a coincidence, but that's not why I'm making this video. This video is about what's going on in Palestine with that alleged controlled chemical burn. It's crazy on so many levels. Here's my real big concern, right? My concern is not just for the welfare and well-being of the people in that town, their water and crops, but now I'm thinking about all those chemicals that are gonna go down into the aquifer, down into that groundwater, and think about not just even the state of Ohio, but like all those other states around there. Potentially that water going into other crops. So now this has made me think about like the simple fact that there's probably gonna be a much bigger contamination than just what they're talking about on the news local to Ohio. And so now it's making me think, like, I think I'm gonna need to know where the hell my fruits and vegetables are coming from now. I mean, all of us should know that anyway, right? When you think about it. But the truth of the matter is that when it kind of comes down to it, it's about, first of all, government's one sole duty, their main responsibility. They have one sole responsibility, and that is to protect the people of that nation. I can't even say the amount of disappointment and disgust I have with this government right now, and I know I'm not alone. I know all of us are trying to shout it from the rooftops, because at this point, I mean, it's absolutely outrageous. You kind of get to a point in life where you realize that most of the time there is no justice, because it's just us. We're on our own, people. So here it's a big concert in Phoenix. Got Offspring, Green Day, bunch of other bands over here. There you go. That's I think that's Offspring, right? Yeah. Beautiful day. There's so many people out here. I needed to kind of take a moment to kind of like chill, cool my heels, take a walk, get some exercise, get some vitamin D, some sunshine, you know? Sometimes it's just the simplicity of just basic stuff. You know, we're all in this together. We are all in it together. I mean, the bottom line is what it really comes down to is that there seems to be zero accountability. I mean, the rail company hauling that cargo told everyone just a couple days later, oh yeah, nothing to worry about here, folks. You know, the water's good. I can show you news clippings that I've saved, videos that they're like, yeah, you know, it's safe. You can drink your tap water, but then they say, well, you should probably drink bottled water. I mean, what the hell is that all about? That's crazy. Yeah, the water's probably safe, but maybe you should. Maybe it's not even funny. Sometimes you find yourself laughing, and something's not funny. It's a laugh because it's just so outrageous. Nowadays, the way I look at it is like this. What can we really do about it? Like so many other things and issues that I report on and talk about on a regular basis. There's not really much we can do about it. We can protest until we're blue in the face, you know. We hope that the government is going to come to our aid in times of crisis where we really, really need the federal government's assistance for just about anything. And you know what it really comes back to? It comes back to almost every time we're let down and we're disappointed. Why? Why does this seem to be the most common theme happening in our country? And not even just in the United States of America, but it seems like worldwide. You know, I highly recommend a documentary that's called Gasland. It's a really, really, really great documentary. I plugged it before. There's a part 1 and a part 2 of Gasland, and it's all about during the Bush administration here in America, and part of the Obama administration, where they were fracking for oil, hydraulic fracturing. For those of you that don't know what that is, it's basically a way of putting thousands of pounds of pressure mixed with chemicals, about 600 proprietary chemicals to my knowledge, and water, and basically creating like mini tremors and like little earthquakes in the ground to crack the earth way deep down to release that natural gas. There are approximately 30 states that have contaminated water. Now, I've talked about the water here in Arizona. We've got some of the worst water in the country. Not only do we have a lack of water, but also the quality of our water is absolutely terrible. Terrible. I did a video where I showed, I don't know, for those of you that don't know what a TDS meter is, it's about like, you know, the size of my finger. It's this little thing you put in your water. And what it does is it tests the level of inorganic contaminants and heavy metals in the water, okay? If you test, say for example, your average bottle of water, right? I'll just use a couple examples, Arrowhead, Dasani, whatever. One of the more popular ones, right? It'll test around 20 ppm. Now ppm means parts per million of those inorganic contaminants. If you test the Arizona tap water right now, at this moment, it'll register and test between 650 and 750 parts per million of inorganic contaminants and heavy metals in the water. And you know what? And that's not including the amount of pharmaceuticals in the wastewater that have been digested from humans that have not been eliminated from wastewater treatment. It's not a secret. It's just something that they don't advertise, something they don't talk about. And it's not just here in Phoenix, Arizona. This is everywhere. When you think about these people's water, like the amount I've heard, last figure I heard was over 40,000 fish and wildlife have died. Just rough estimates. I'm sure those numbers are going to continue to climb. I don't think that water, their aquifers, those wells out there, I don't think they'll ever be the same. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I think where those people live in East Palestine, Palestine, Ohio, I'd say it's a no-go zone. In my personal opinion, all of those people need to evacuate. Now, for the majority of them, where the hell are they going to go? Where are they going to go? Some people have options. Some people have money and resources to go places. A lot of people don't. I can't say a lot, but I'm going to say I'm sure it's a pretty good percentage. Now, the majority of those people are just regular, everyday people just like you and I, no matter what country you're from. They're just regular old people that are a victim of circumstance right now. But to see the incredible, not just negligence, right? There's a word I hear at times thrown around, the word incompetence. Well, let me propose a question. Is it incompetence by the government, or is it complicitness? Are they incompetent or are they complicit? That's the question I propose. I'm sure you guys already know what I think. It is absolutely outrageous. I feel so sorry for those people. My heart goes out to them. But I understand. I mean, I get it. You know, I talk about weather modification. Most people still think that's science fiction. I talk about the EMF and cellular radiation exposure from the new 5G network. I talk about the radiation levels in the Pacific Ocean from Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant in Japan. For the last more than a decade, has been pumping millions of gallons of radioactive wastewater into the Pacific every day because they have no place to put it, and now they're going to be dumping even more. So I've talked about these environmental disasters. I talked about the BP oil spill and how the chemical that they were using is called Corexit, which basically just causes oil to clump together and sink to the bottom of the ocean. So it's out of sight, out of mind. People don't see it. They think, oh, it's been cleaned up. You think about how many people in the South, not just Louisiana, but all out there, out by the bayou, all that, all the seafood, all the fish that they're eating on a regular basis. You think about how much fish is coming from the Pacific Ocean, and people don't know there's low levels or even high levels of radioactive isotopes. We can check and measure the becquerels. Radiation is measured in becquerels. The amount of fish, maybe it's not enough if you have some shrimp or lobster or salmon. Maybe it's not enough to kill you today or tomorrow, but each level of radiation in the body is cumulative, meaning it doesn't go out in your waste. It stays in the body. It adds to your risk of different cancers. This is a very, very serious issue with what's happening in Palestine. And my heart, I can't even say enough how much my heart goes out to those people. But when it really, really, really comes down to it, I think what most people don't really realize is, I mean, I'm sure a lot of people are thinking about it now, is the long-term effects, you know? You hear the warning sound? It's time to wake up. Time for everyone to see that we are on our own, ladies and gentlemen. Organizations like the FDA been covering up so many things that are in our food, genetically modified food, processed foods, fast food. Did you guys know, see, I can keep going with this all day. Did you guys know that McDonald's, the Big Mac has 54 ingredients, chemical preservatives, 54. How many ingredients are in your burger? Salt, pepper, maybe mustard, mayo, ketchup, some seasoning. Look it up. You guys can see it. Just type in McDonald's Big Mac, 54 ingredients. You see a guy in a white lab coat with all the chemicals spread across a fold-out table. The EPA, Environmental Protection Agency, where the hell were they when Fukushima happened? Where are they right now? I mean, what in God's green earth, what in the hell is going on? I'll tell you what's going on. It's cover-up. It's cover-up. Just want to sweep it under the carpet just like they always do. And unfortunately, this happens over and over and over again. It's scandal stacked on top of scandal, stacked on top of scandal. It's never ending. It's exhausting. It's part of the reason why I had to take a break from social media these last recent 2-3 months. But I'm back. I don't know how often I'll be posting. I posted yesterday, I'm posting today. Just gonna take it day by day. I've had a lot that I wanted to say about this issue, and I got a reel I'm going to put together of different news excerpts and reporting that's been going on, and kind of piece together a lot of information to help people to have more of a fuller picture and a broader, vast range of understanding of how deep this goes. And really what it came back to for me was I just thought to myself, wow, what about all the other crops of surrounding states and cities around there, of that groundwater being contaminated, and those fruits and vegetables being shipped all around the country? So now I think it's the point of this video is I think it's time for everyone to start paying attention to where your food is coming from. If you weren't before, I'd say now is a good time. And as always, the point of my channel is to transmit, receive information, reliable information, factually based info, and evidence beyond a reasonable doubt. and to give people insight and perspective, and remind you sometimes of what you already know, and other times just remind you of things that that we all just need to be reminded of, you know? Sometimes it's not always about telling people what they don't know. Sometimes it's just about reminding people of what they do know, and then reminding them what they need to keep in perspective. And you know, the fact remains is that we're all in this together. I don't live in Ohio, but in heart and soul and mind, I'm right there with them. I totally get it. I really, really do, you know? It's one of those things that's so sad. And you know, the fact remains is that probably nothing's going to happen. I mean, I don't see the government doing anything about it right now, which tells me that they probably don't have any intentions of doing anything about it, which is even more sad. And shame on the U.S. government for that. They should be absolutely ashamed of themselves. And I'm sure they're not. I'm sure a lot of them are sleeping just fine at night. But it's sad. It's sad as hell. And I refuse to keep quiet about these issues, any of these issues. Right here on Divided USA, I will always keep it real with y'all and tell you the way that it is, plain and simple. And the fact remains is that, you know, if we all do a little, we can do a lot. Who knows? Maybe if we, stir up the nest here, we can create enough exposure to really hold the government accountable and this rail company accountable. Obviously, there's going to be lawsuits. I've already seen Erin Brockovich on the news. I'm sure some of you have seen her. I'm sure you guys seen the movie with Julia Roberts about Erin Brockovich, that town where that company was dumping chemicals into a local creek, and children and adults were getting terrible types of cancers. It's horrific, man. It's just, and this has been going on for a long time. Flint, Michigan, the water contamination out there, that's not over. The issue in Quebec, Canada, it might be out of sight, out of mind. People might not be talking about it on the media anymore, but that issue hasn't gone away. And neither will this in Palestine for a long, long time. Probably ever. So, thank all of you. I'd like to thank all of you for still tuning into the channel. As you know, YouTube has been limiting my exposure. And even for the, less than 700 subscribers I got at the moment, the majority of my subscribers are not even getting notifications. I'd say probably between 30 and 50 people are actually getting notifications of my videos. So they sunk my battleship. I still didn't quit. I still haven't gave up. I just think that now it's one of those things where, I don't know what it's going to take to hold this government accountable. Obviously, it seems like there was a few different derailments in the last week or two, and it does seem that our country is under attack. It does seem to be industrial sabotage. Could it be a false flag? Could it be our own government? Could it be outside forces that are trying to destroy America's infrastructure, create contamination in the soil and the water? Yeah. I don't know who the hell is responsible for it, but I can tell you whoever is responsible for this, whether it was an accident, it could have been just an accident, but then again, when I see a few of them within just a couple of weeks, then at that point, it's not a coincidence, ladies and gentlemen. At that point, it begs to ask the question, is this more than just a coincidence? Because now I'm seeing a pattern. Think about it, ladies and gents. Who's with me? Smash that like button, like and share this video. I will keep y'all posted on other things, and we'll be talking more about this. Seems that this stuff is a never-ending conversation. So, to be continued. Peace, love, and hair grease. Appreciate all y'all for sticking with me right here on Divided USA. Check y'all later.